Welcome back to SnowRunner. So we are in Belozersk Glades, Central Asia. As always, we're going to hit all the watchtowers in this episode. I don't know that I'm going to fully unveil the map, but I do have the radar on my truck if I need it. But we're mainly just going to hit watchtowers and pick up any tasks along the way. As I said, Tennessee is complete except for those 3 contests, which I will do them with my son at some point, but for right now I have not done that yet. So when I do it, I will update that in this series on Belozersk, but for now it's not been done yet. So this is a big region. It's got 4 maps. It's going to be a longer series, probably long. Well, it really depends. With Amir, it was really the first of my SnowRunner videos on my channel. But because I had played everything else before I really started recording for YouTube. But the map, or the region, is so big, and Amir is especially difficult. So like I kind of just did a whole lot of the stuff without recording it, just because it was gonna take a really long time if I didn't do it that way. So we'll see if that's how this is gonna go. I know some of the farming stuff I'm probably not going to record because I have to do it like over and over and over, and it's like 2 hours of like monotonous grinding for farming. So there may be some stuff that I don't include, but we will. So there's a potato harvester, but we will include most everything except for things like that. That's just gonna, take a lot of time and just be, super monotonous. So. I'm definitely excited to be back on a map that's like, more like, focused on like what the original game is about. Alright, where are we at? There, so let's run up this way, and then we'll go back this way and pick up all that stuff. So I might scan over there just because that kind of seems like that's the corner of the map, and it will just open some stuff up for me. So if you're new here, I do play with some mods. Nothing too crazy. They're just really some modded versions of trucks that are in the game, like this F750 is just a little bit beefed up. It has a radar scanner on it. You can't really see it right now because the lighting's kind of bad, but I have a radar scanner on it. It's basically the same thing as the prototype thing that you can drive around, but I just like to pick those up so that I can see what the goal is for it. Anyway, it works the same way as the prototype scanner. It has fuel, so I do have to put fuel in it, so it's not like super cheaty, but it is a little cheaty in the respect that like I don't have to cart that stupid trailer around. But and then I use the Zeke 605R, which is a modded truck, or modded version of a truck, which is arguably the best truck in the game. I mean, some people would say that the 612H or the Mastodon, the new one they just released, that is a paid DLC. You have to buy that truck separately. And some may say that's the best, which it's good. I do own it as well, and we'll probably use it some in this series. But that one is fully vanilla. I do not have any mods for that truck yet because I haven't really found a reason to get any mods for it. It's pretty good as is. Even the 605R is good as is, but there's a couple things that I like that this mod adds. Like, it adds the ability to have a crane and a 2-slot bed, and then also still be able to tow a trailer with that setup, so it's just a little nicer. I use Olson's trailer pack, which is a really good trailer pack if you want some extra trailers that are more useful than some of the vanilla ones. The links for these are all in the description, so check that out. There's a 4-slot sideboard bed, or 4-slot sideboard trailer, a 6-slot sideboard trailer, and then obviously like semi-trailer versions of them, and whatever else. There's a bunch of good logging trailers, like you can double up like short logs and medium logs in a semi-trailer, which is super nice, or even just like a trailer. I prefer the semi-trailers though, because logging tends to be a little tippier than everything else, so. But that's basically the gist of it. I don't use too crazy mods. I just use a couple of mods that I personally like. And then, what else was I going to say? I can't even remember now. It may have just been something about the radar scanner, which is what I initially was talking about, which I totally forgot to scan when I was over there, because I was talking. So let's run back over there real quick, just a little bit. Basically back to where that waypoint marker is that I did not mean to put there. But you'll see here how this works. It works just like like I said, just like the prototype exploration units. You just go to operate, activate radar, scan. You can see it spinning right there on the top of the truck. And that's it. And then, so yeah, so you can see it pretty much, it does a pretty wide range, which is nice. So that's the edge of the map. That's the edge of the map. So this whole corner it didn't get, but that's fine. There may not even be anything up there. But one of those times I'm over here again, I'll run up here and scan that and see. Well, I mean, I guess we could just do it. We're here. Let's place a marker right here. I'll just run over here real quick and scan it and see. We're here, might as well. So usually the way I do these regions is, the only reason I'm recording these regions, I have all the trophies for this game. I never like finished the game. I kind of got burnt out and stopped playing SnowRunner. And then when I came back, I was already making YouTube videos, so I decided to just record the rest of Amur, which is where I had left off, because, you know, Amur sucks, and I got really burnt out doing it. So I started with Amur, which I had already done a couple things on it, so it wasn't like a fresh Amur start, but this is my save file that is going towards 100%, and I have all of the other regions at 100%. So we just are kind of continuing that trend here. So yeah, there's not really anything over here, and I'm not that worried about that there. Okay, so yeah, let's just go back this way. We'll go this way and we'll grab that welfare check, and that should lead us to that other watchtower as well. So the way I like to do my, as I was saying, the way I like to do my regions here is I typically, when I first get to a new map, I always hit all the watchtowers and try and clear all the fog, just so that I can see everything on the map. See the best way to go about doing tasks or tasks or contracts. Sometimes it's better to do some contracts first to unlock some things, like warehouses, etc. Sometimes it's better to do tasks first to unlock things, like warehouses or whatever else. So it really depends. You kind of have to like read the task list and see what is the best thing to do. Sometimes the tasks are just simple enough as like towing a car to a certain place, which I will sometimes do those as I'm collecting stuff here, but sometimes I'll just leave them as well until I've kind of opened up the whole map. So it really kind of just depends on what I'm feeling and how I go about doing things, but that's generally what I do. And I think that's generally what most people do that play SnowRunner. So, fun little thing. Today I was at, my parents have a spot along a river near where I live, and whoops, and you know they have a lot of like old trucks sitting around because they use those old trucks to like put docks in the water and tow like the park model like trailer mobile home things that are all around there, because like people have like spots that they like basically almost live there in the summertime, but so they need pretty heavy duty trucks to be able to move those things around and get docks in the water, tow boats, whatever else. And there's a international lodestar that sits there, and it's like the coolest thing. It's like, I don't know, I love it. There's a couple other old trucks. There's like a Chevy C50, I think is what it was. But yeah, it's just neat. Like there's some really neat stuff sitting around there. Some really old trucks that are just cool. Like that's one that I have to take. Oh, I just have to drive there, it looks like. Which, that's fine. I mean, I'm not that worried about it. We can do those later. I mainly just want to get everything explored. That's kind of the goal. And it really depends on the map. Some maps, the watchtowers don't really like clear any fog, and some maps they like clear all the fog. So it's kind of just one of those things you have to just hit the watchtowers, and if there's other fog that needs to be cleared, just use a scanner, like the prototype unit, or like this mod that has it on the truck. Where's this watchtower? Alright, this clearly wasn't the right way to go. Let's scan. Okay, so we're still at the edge of the map. There's actually a task out there. Let's see if we can go grab that. And I just think it's generally good practice to go grab things like this that you see, so that whenever you are looking in the list, you're able to toggle them and see what you need for them, so you don't have to end up running all the way out here just to find out what you need for it, and realize that, like, you know, you need a trailer or you need a high saddle because you have to tow something out of here or whatever. You know, it's just nice to know what is necessary for the stuff. It's a good way to just, you know, maximize your time and be efficient with things. Alright, so we did that. We can go hit these two things. Yeah, so let's go in here. Hit that. We'll go over here and hit Shady Dealings, and then we should be right near the watchtower. Now, like I said, this truck is definitely more overpowered than just the vanilla 750, but I don't really care. I just prefer to have a really nice, powerful Scout that I can just drive around freely without getting stuck or flipping and whatever. And, like, don't get me wrong, the F750 is a great truck in its own right. It doesn't really need to be changed, or it doesn't need anything added to it, but I don't know. The things that this adds is just worth it. I mean, you can still use the regular engines in it, or you can use the modded engines, which I do use the modded engines just because I like it to be powerful. if you don't like that, you can just, you know, definitely use the vanilla engines and then get the added benefit of the other stuff it adds, like being able to have the radar scanner, and you know, there's a lot of really good mods to like the truck bed and all that stuff to have repair parts. And I mean, could they be a little overpowered? Sure, but you don't have to use all of them either, so yeah. That's one good thing about mods. They're usually pretty super customizable. Most of the really good mod makers make mods to where you can use the really overpowered stuff, or you can use the more vanilla stuff in the modded trucks to where it's, you know, it changes the truck enough that it's more useful but not more overpowered, if that makes any sense. It's kind of like it's just how I like to look at it. I don't really like the mods that are like crazy overpowered. That's a little much. And you know, some might say that the mods I use are crazy overpowered, which they might be to some people, but I don't think they're that overpowered. Alright, so that one is over there. I really wish I could zoom out further. I feel like I can't zoom out very far. Is that the edge of the map? It doesn't really look like it. Alright, well, let's recover, just because there's another watchtower like right over here that we can hit. We might as well do it this way so that we kind of maximize our time a little bit. Across there, and then the watchtower right there. I thought this was like it just looks weird on the map. Like I thought it was like some weird land bridge over water, but it's just supposed to be farmland, I guess. Wow, see, that opened up a lot. Yeah, because, I mean, this little bit's just, you know, a little bit of black, but I'm not that worried about that. So yeah, let's go. Let's just recover again. And then we'll go the other way. I believe it's just one more watchtower. Oops. Man, I'm like, I've been playing Death Stranding a lot, and on Death Stranding, freaking touchpad is not the map. It's the options button is the map, and obviously on this game, the touchpad is the map, and the options button is pause. So I'm just like, I just hate when games change things to like outside the norm. Most games, ever since the PlayStation 4, to open the map, it's always been that button, like the touchpad button. And of course, some games just don't follow that, and then it's super confusing. I do need to get a good thumbnail for this as well. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I mean, obviously I know like the thing of this is farming, which I usually try to get a thumbnail that has to do with the region. So maybe we'll do that at some point. I don't know. Like during this episode, we'll get the screenshot, but it probably won't happen during this episode because I need to kind of figure out the best place to get one. And oftentimes, the screenshot I originally start with isn't the screenshot the series ends with because I end up coming across a better screenshot. So. Damn, how do I get to this watchtower? Upgrade location. Alright, we might as well just follow this road because there's an upgrade on it. And then it also leads to the watchtower. We'll see if we can grab the upgrades in this episode as well, because upgrades, but I don't think I really uncovered very many of them. Okay. Now, the watchtower is in here somewhere. I see it. Jesus. Crazy. All right. How many upgrades are there? There's 5 upgrades. I don't think there were any other upgrades that I found. Yeah, those weren't. Shady dealings I have, yeah. So there's a thing right here. There's those there. Alright, so let's grab that, and then we're gonna grab, which when we get here, we're definitely gonna scan, and then we grab those. was like, where is it? There it is. Okay. Now we'll go back and we'll go around and pick up those other two. We'll scan to get rid of that little black rectangle-y area by the garage. And then honestly, that might do it for this episode. I know it's a little shorter than my usual SnowRunner episodes, but I don't really want to get something else started that is just going to take a really long time. And it kind of just keeps this in its own little exploration episode kind of thing. So. Is this? Yes. I'm still a little bit right there, but it's fine. There's actually another one right there. So we'll grab these, we'll grab that grand restock, and then that'll basically be most things, if not all of them, picked up. Oops. Okay, we did that. Let's go literally right across this field. You're going to restock. We should be able to just drive straight across the field. Let's see why we couldn't. Oh, excuse me. Oops. Alright, this final task should be right there. Alright, I think, I mean, what is this building? Drive over here and see real quick. Just because if it has like a farming name or whatever, I could get the thumbnail there. Alright, is there anything worth taking a photo here for a thumbnail? I'm going to go with no. that's pretty much everything, I believe. So like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and end this now. We will... We will continue on in the next episode, and we will definitely start doing some tasks and whatever else comes along that we need to do. So I hope you liked it. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe if you want to. I will see you in the next episode. Have a good one.